What's up, Fire Emblem fans? Or Privyet, or Azaic, Konnichiwa, or Aloha. Or all those hellos, baby. Anyway, my Twitch chat has never experienced the wonders of bisexual chess. So what better way to expose them than to pit them in a bloodthirsty competition against each other? We're going to be doing kind of a fantasy draft league where you build your team based on a team captain from one of the first 5 available units in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I thought the best place to show them would be the worst selling game, obviously. It's one of the games that sticks to the core mechanics while also being graphically updated enough to still be enjoyable and still be pretty easy to edit. So we're gonna rock with that and see how it goes. Without any further ado, I'll go ahead and introduce our team captains as well as their amazing benefactors, aka my Twitch subscribers. So, my benefactors. We begin our adventure in the land of Tellius as a member of the Grill Mercenaries. Our main character is Ike, the spiky blue-haired fellow who's under the tutelage of his father, Grail. He's going to be our first team captain and... Oh dear God, dude, I put in the wrong slide. Editor, get that out. Our first team captain was chosen by Bradley War. He's an amazing Smash Ultimate and Fortnite content creator, so if you enjoy those games, you should check him out. Ike was first introduced in Path of Radiance, regardless of what you brawl conspiracy theorists want to pretend. He's a deeply Berserk-inspired character, as you can tell. He's quiet, resolute, and just an absolute unit. He can only use swords, which can limit his versatility, but as the main character, he is deployed every map and gets some really substantial power-ups and thus invaluable. Oh, mama. Let me compose myself. Okay. Titania, my goat. Chosen by the amazing Chickabee, one of my longest standing and most loyal fans. Love her so much. She picked Titania, a retired knight who helps Ike run their mercenary group. She's wise and probably the most powerful of the group. She has amazing movement, she's thick as hell, she swings all the biggest sticks in the game. Unfortunately, she can taper off a little bit more near the end, so you kind of have to build your team wisely around this team captain. Yeah, I know I said she's the only character I've ever been attracted to in Fire Emblem.
I think we both know that's
dude,
a
it's
lie.
It's like a 20-year-old crush.
ChidoriTrails.
Get off my back.
Be honest with yourself.
Who else then? Fair point. Moving on. Reese is our first soft boy available, picked by probably the softest boy in my chat. Shoutouts to Koro. They contributed a ton to this run, so especially shoutouts to them. You rock. I appreciate you so much. Reese is really only able to wield non-damaging weapons, which can limit his viability early on. However, he's able to keep the front line active while preserving items, and upon promotion, he preserves your allies by dishing out those hands on enemies to complement his healing or buffing abilities.
Hey, old man, give me everything.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Boyd the Boyd, let's go, baby. Boyd was chosen by Majin Jamie. He's another amazing Smash Bros, Fortnite, and anime content creator, so if you enjoy living, essentially, you should really check out his page. Boyd pretty much has 2 game plans. His first being kill everything, and no one's really gotten to the second plan. He does have low movement and his growths can be rather fickle, but he can gain really good utility mid-game that really guarantees him as a strong choice. Having one of the highest stat caps for strength in the game does not hurt either. Oscar. Oh, Oscar. He never opens his eyes because he's the most slept-on character in the game.
Woody.
He starts with really amazing movement, letting him pretty much support his entire team. You get really tasty customization options mid-game that can help keep him valuable. His support with Ike is actually one of the most broken recorded instances in human history of the power of friendship overwhelming hordes of enemies. So it's definitely something to keep in mind. I really appreciate Tezeme being the last pick. I accidentally told him that he was going to get Boyd, but Oscar was the last guy on the dodgeball team. So Tezeme, we got something special planned for you as soon as we get around to some of the goodies in the game. How the draft is going to work is based on the initial value of your team captain. The next time that 5 characters are available, the team captains will be rounded up to select the next member of their team. Points will be rewarded throughout the game for things like surviving the chapter, getting the best level up on the chapter, beating the boss, or performing the actions listed below that fall in the category of the character chosen by the team captain. Say Ike as DPS survives 3 attacks, he would not get any credit, but if Titania were to tank 3 attacks, then Ike were to end up finishing those kills, Titania would get 0.6 and then Ike would get 0.6. I'm not quite sure if this is exactly balanced yet, so there might be adjustments throughout. I'll be taking feedback from the participants, and if any of my viewers have any feedback on how to balance something like this, please let me know down in the comments, or you can join my Discord. You're telling me Fire Emblem has giant cats and every character gets their own choreographed dance scene? Unheard of. Alright, chat, here we go. So I have an extra beginning save file, and then I'm just going to run everything off of this second one. This is like my lucky slot. We're definitely going to go with the hardest difficulty. We're definitely going to go with that because every number counts in this run. We're going to be doing a lot of stats for like ranking, so I just want to make sure that everybody gets a fair chance and units with better growths don't get to just dumpster over everybody.
You had enough?
Dude, Ike's dad is so hot.
Oh, missed.
Ass beaten.
Ike?
Oh man, this voice acting. Oh, our main character. I feel like it's like proper he starts out getting his ass beat by his dad. I feel like that's a lot more relatable than starting the game as the lordly prince.
Missed that song.
Ah, you're up. About time.
Ex-mom kind of hot too. Alright, chat. We're here. Look at our boy. He's so itty bitty tiny. Oh, Ike. Ranger class. This is one of the most interesting lords in Fire Emblem by far. Really and truly the first non-royal lord. He's really just like a kid from these streets with those hands and like a good head on his shoulders. He is a sword wielder. This is something that we're going to have to keep in mind for the entire game. Every time we get into combat, we're going to be playing a game of rock, paper, scissors on top of a game of D&D, essentially, where we're looking at a lot of stats to determine how much damage we're doing, how many times we're going to be hit, how many times we're hitting, and how much we're getting hit for. When we look at our first boss, we're actually going to get a good look at Boyd the Void. How interesting is that? We get to actually get a little training round against one of the other captains of our little fantasy league. So pretty cool little starting match instead of just like running hands against bandits, which is, you know, pretty common start for Fire Emblem as well as just kind of RPGs. Yo, RPGs just really do not vibe with bandits like that. You'll notice on Boyd that he is wielding a Hax. When we're getting into combat with someone, we want to look at our weapon, their weapon, and their stats. That's the main gist of every form of combat in Fire Emblem. When you look at the rock, paper, scissors aspect, when you look at the rock, paper, scissors aspect, swords beat axes, axes beat lances, and lances beat swords. So there's this beautiful trimetry, because it's 3 of them. Alright, cool. We're also going to just make our own Fire Emblem definitions. Without further ado, let's run those hands. When I see you, when I catch you, Ricky. I'll make sure to read the dialogue that you guys can't see if it's hidden by my huge head. Nothing. I don't have nothing. I mean, when you're, and it's me, and when you're, it's your, and me, it's, and when it's your mom. I'm not done yet. We're just getting started. I believe so. Tezme, do not worry. This is a very, very nerfed Boyd. When we actually get access to him. He'll be a little bit buffered. That wasn't too bad. Bruh. Dude, Mist is kind of a savage. Shut your trap. Oh. Dang it. You know you hold that L when, like, all you can say is shut up. Your swordsmanship was decent enough, Ike. Don't forget how it felt. It won't always be this easy. Dang. I know, Dad. Now that you're done warming up, it's time for you to face me again. I was hoping you'd say that. Yeah, because I love getting signed up to get my ass beat by my dad. Here you go, Ikey Poo. It's a vulnerary. I just call them vulneries usually, because vulnerary is a lot to say. I'd recommend using it now, before you fight father. Yeah, last time he knocked you silly. Sure got me there, Mist. Oh, Grail. This is a really interesting boss fight. This is pretty much the only time we'll really get a super solid chance to read this description. Just like so much changes in the story that just enjoy this like huge nose portrait. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. All right, now we're going to take a look at items, which is a huge part in Essence where Reese gets a lot of his value. There's only 3 of these and they only heal 10 hit points, whereas Ike has 19. So yeah, he can get topped off, you know, once. So these are very finite, and having a healer that will have essentially 40 of these just like as their character, able to move around, able to meet teammates, they get a lot of value in this game because you're gonna get smacked a lot. Let's check out his range. All right, so we can click on enemies, and anywhere here, anywhere from here to there, that is the danger square. We can typically choose whether we want to play offensive or defensive with this information. We can pull this up, and if I don't want to fight, I would just put Ike right outside of it. If I want to heal, but I still don't want a whole wasted turn, I would just stand right here, pop this item, and then let Big Daddy come to me on that. He does 11 damage. Whereas I have a defensive 5, so I would get hit for 6. So I can stand 2 turns of combat if I heal once. So waste not, want not on turns. I'm definitely not going to be trying to rush through, but it's really, really fun to play this game kind of aggressively, and a lot of units enable you to do that. Yo, he was scared of our hands. We just got little baby hands. Yeah, so if I hit here, I'll be at, if he hits me, I'll be at 7. And then on his turn, he'll hit me, and then I'll be at 1. That's very scary, but very doable. This game functions pretty much like chess, where you take your turn, and then your opponent will take their turn. You really get the advantage, just like in chess, is you pretty much always get the first turn, unless there are like very specific map shenanigans. So when I say that playing offensive is really fun, it's because if a game is telling you to go first, they want you to move in. They want you to press W, and they want you to set up. They want you to have like a really good plan where you can take an entire turn pretty much on defense. And if that defensive turn was really successful, then you can play really offensively. So it's a really great flow in the game. What is bro's stance? Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me if these are verified sword stances. I feel like Ike's might not be optimal, but I feel like Grail's is way more stunning and divine. And Cloybal, I think we can just smack him and go home. Alright, and I think we'll also be getting a level up. The max unit level is 20. Thank you for cutting me off. Our main goal will be to get our team captains to level caps before making any decisions with them. We definitely want to give all of our players a really good chance to get as much out of their mainstay characters as possible. However, if any of the team captains see that we're able to promote, you are able to promote your units after level 10 into a much stronger unit. They will gain experience slower, but they will hit harder, therefore getting more experience. So it's an interesting balance, and if you think that your team is falling behind and you need a quick pick-me-up, that's a really good thing to talk to me about. This is the last of my power attack! My lord. Alright, Bradley. Oh, mamacita. As a DPS unit, those are your 3 favorite stats. You want to hit hard, you want to hit fast, and you want to live through other people bonking you, definitely. Especially as Ike. Ike getting health is very, very important, because if Ike goes down, the whole game kind of ends. So we really want to keep him pristine. That is why when you pick Ike, you are the last in the next draft pick. He is very invaluable and will kind of get a little bit of, leniency bias for that. We have to make sure that even if Ike is being a complete doo-doo head and having horrible level ups, we still have to make sure we're kind of feeding him as much as we can, just to keep up with the story. So that was an amazing first level up, and we want to keep those level ups in mind. We won't be counting those yet, but as soon as we have all of the team captains on one map, we'll start counting those level ups. But even if you're getting great level ups off the charts, it's just going to contribute more and more to you later in the game. So, don't worry, Snowball, you want a snowball. Already out there on the battlefield. I'm tired of being a trainee. Listen, the difference between you and me is that I'm a professional. That's not quite true, but I kind of gave him those hands a little bit earlier, so we'll see about that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it on this chapter though, because we did have a pretty long intro and I wanted to make sure that we went over the rules and everything and you guys got to see some combat. And I appreciate you guys being here. I'll make sure you guys get a good glimpse of this cutscene the next time around. Love you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night.